And now, here's your host of Shaping Success, Wes Tankersley.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Shaping Success. I'm your host, Wes Tankersley. Another solo episode coming at you. Here's the deal. I have been dealing with some shit. That's it. That's all there is to it, and I'm trying to work through it. And I have a great group of people in my corner. And when I say I'm dealing with some shit, it's probably, for some people, it's not real world problems. But I sit here, and I have built this podcast for 3 years. And it doesn't hurt to sit there and think about, what am I doing wrong? What can I do better? How can I build this to be more? And my friend Jay and I have a conversation about this from time to time. And I've known Jay for quite a while. And you know him too. We do One Drink Wednesday. He has his own podcast, Hard Parking Podcast. And you should go follow that. But the fact of the matter is we're always challenging each other to do more, to be better, to build something more than what we currently are having. Now, I go through this lull a lot, and I start to think, am I doing enough? Am I doing enough? The fact of the matter is that I set out to do this podcast to build a place for people to come and watch, to realize that they determine what success is. It doesn't matter if they have money, if they have fast cars, if they have their dream home. What matters is, are they happy? And so I reflect a lot on my happiness in doing this podcast. Now, sometimes I need a reminder from people who are in my life, and they give me that reminder. And I was reminded yesterday that I have a lot of people in my corner, a lot of people who are pushing for me, a lot of people who want things to be better for me, just as I want them to be better for them. Now, it doesn't happen overnight. We have people who think that they look at, like my followers on TikTok, for instance. I have 26,000 followers on TikTok. Active engagement, I probably have about 100 people. I have close to 3,000 followers on Instagram. Active engagement, I have about 90 people. And those are the two big spots where I look at things. I have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, over 1,000, 1,100 subscribers on YouTube. Active engagement is low. But I'm trying to build something. I'm trying to make something bigger. I'm trying to make something better. And I think that the people who watch from afar and they see you pop up on their feed, in their page, or whatever, they think that, you're killing it, and you're not. The thing is that I don't have any quit in myself. I don't have this, I'm going to be accepting of what is. And so I work through that over and over again, and I will not accept mediocrity. And that's the problem. I'm trying new things every single day. I'm open to criticism because I think that people think that criticism is something that is basically telling you what you're doing is wrong, but the fact of the matter is it's something that can help you improve. For instance, I have my ring light over here, which I normally have it over there. You can see my camera adjusts, and I think that part of it's my camera. There are things that I can do to make this podcast better, for people to want to watch, to be more visual pleasing, things like that. I currently am in a rental. This is the bonus area in the rental. And as you can see, there's a lot of things going on in the back here. But it's really hard to adjust based on that. But the fact of the matter is that I want to be consistent. I want to get you a new show every single week. I want you to hear what I have to say so that it can hopefully help you. I want you to hear what other people have to say so that it can hopefully help you. But I'm at a crux. I'm at this crossroad where I have to decide, continue doing what I'm doing, which is not working or is not moving as fast as I feel like it should be, or do I take a little side road and adjust, which I can tell you right now, after a lot of thinking about it over the night and conversations with my core people, my group of people that I talk to on a daily basis, I need to adjust. That's what I need to do. I need to be able to adjust to help hope and get people reached. The big thing is that we need to figure out how to push the content where it needs to go so that people who need to see it can see it. And I'm not downplaying the people who support me. I want you to understand something. I'm very thankful for the supportive people in my life. I'm very thankful that they are here, that they watch on a daily basis, that they subscribe, that they comment, that they interact with my content. I'm so thankful for that. You people never know how much that would mean. And I've said multiple times that if I could just make a difference in one person's life, that would be enough. And it is. But there also needs to be more. You know, in some of the conversations I had yesterday, talking to people, so many people I have helped. And I'm so appreciative of that. I wish that the algorithms of these platforms would push out positive information to people who need to hear it. You know, you sit there and you listen to Gary Vee, you listen to Lewis Howes, you listen to Grant Cardone. These are like 3 of the people, David Goggins, 4 of the people that motivate me, that push me to be better every single day. That when I think of something that they said, it makes me think of how can I apply that to my life? And that's how I want this to be for you guys. I want you to understand that what I'm doing is I'm telling you what I'm going through and I'm trying to figure out a way to apply it to my life so that I can hopefully help you make your life better. That's it. That's all it is. Because I tell you what, if there is someone else who is feeling the same way that you are, if there is someone else who's going through the same thing that you are, they're looking for answers, they're looking for a reason, they're looking for a place to go to help you become better. That's what they're looking for. And so the hard part is getting that in the hands of people that needs to get into. It's difficult, though, to see the stuff that goes viral, to see the people who are getting the clout, who are getting the views, who are getting those types of things, are stuck in negativity. And I want you to think about that. I want you to think about the kind of content you consume. What really draws you in? Are you watching a video of a kid getting slapped? Are you watching a video of someone picking on someone? And look at the amount of time you spend on that and watching that and seeing the negative action that takes place. The brutal bashing of someone who is just trying to be better. You know, and it's a tough one. It is a tough one because we're all guilty of it, right? We use those things to try and draw attention to ourselves so that people see who we are. I, for one, post pictures with my son all the time. My son is cute as hell. But people like that. People want to see that. But what's the bigger picture? What are we trying to do here? What are we trying to do here? What is the end result? And that is trying to get people to view what you're doing, to be involved in what you're doing, right? So that you can reach more people. And it's unfortunate that those are the types of things that people want to see in my mind. They would rather see someone get bullied. They would rather see someone get hurt. They would rather see someone do something crazy. And that's what draws attention. So that's the hard part, right? Those are the things that you have to do. So what do you do in order to make that happen, in order to make that work? I wrote a blog. I've started doing a blog. I've had a blog, but I've never really written into it. And I wrote 3 posts, 2 yesterday, 1 today, and I started thinking about it. And I'm thinking of all the things. This is it. So if you haven't noticed yet, and I've said this before, I'm a thinker. I try, and sometimes I'm an overthinker, right? We all are. But the fact of the matter is that I feel like thinker, dreamer, whatever you want to call it, we tend to dismiss the person who has ideas, right? The idea man. How many of us are the idea man, idea woman, idea person, whatever you want to call it? And there's a problem, right? So we're trying to figure out what the problem is. And you're coming up with solutions. I think I said it earlier, but my friend Jay is like, dude, you're lighting a shit. If you know my relationship with Jay, that wouldn't bother you. And he's correct. It is. So today I have the ring light on this side of me, trying to see if that's enough, and I'll ask Jay, does it help or does it not? Do I need another ring light? Do I need one over here? Do I need one here? Like, I could easily dismiss him as saying, screw you, dude. You don't know what you're talking about. Who the hell are you? Or I could really think and reflect on what it is that is causing this situation to happen. Now, I can't change some of the things that are going on in this place. And when I get my new house, I'm going to have my own studio and I can do whatever the hell I want in there. And I can change the lighting and I can do all those things. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to try and work with what I have. But the problem is that if I would dismiss Jay and Jay gave me that idea, I'm killing the idea, man. Right? I'm telling him, yeah, you're wrong. Instead of like being open and discussing and seeing and deciding that's what it is. I agree with him. The lighting is shit. That's why I'm trying different things. What do I need to do? So if someone gives you an idea and they tell you that, you know, this is this or this is that, or you could do this or you could do that, you need to take that stuff in. I think in this society, we're afraid to hear what people have to say. We have to take it as offensive. Take it as, this is not constructive criticism. This is criticism, which we think of criticism as a negative thing. So criticism is not a negative thing. It is a positive thing. And if you paid attention in school, you'd know that. You have to look at and you have to think about those types of things. Don't kill the idea, man. Don't kill the person who's trying to help you. Don't just dismiss them. And when I say kill, I don't mean kill. You know what I mean? Don't dismiss what they have to say. And I deal with this a lot in my everyday life too. So all I can tell you is that you need to be willing to be able to try multiple avenues. You need to be willing to look at, okay, so this isn't working on Instagram. What will work on Instagram? And I think that the big problem that I'm having right now, the big mind block that I'm having right now is I made this shift. A podcast is audio, right? I call this a podcast because it is audio, but it's also video. You're going to see it on YouTube, and if you want to listen to it, you can. I'm giving people options of where they can pick up my content. I post clips on Instagram. I post clips on TikTok. I post clips on YouTube. I post the full video on YouTube. You have options, right? So I'm willing to try those multiple avenues and see what works. Well, right now I'm in a testing phase where I'm trying to figure out what's the description, what's the keywords, what are the things that I need to use in order to make this be successful. And I think that a lot of times it takes time. I met with a client yesterday. I sell window coverings. He does internet stuff. I'm talking about websites and things like that. Ends up overflowing into my personal business work and my personal podcast thing. What works? Well, it takes time. So the fact of the matter is, hey, we need a website redesign. We need a website. We need these things. But we expect results right away, and it doesn't happen. And I think, you know, I wouldn't be having this conversation with myself right now if I didn't have 3 years into this, and I somewhat feel like the numbers are the same as when I started. And that's the hard part. But I have made a shift because I've decided that I need to move more towards the YouTube situation. YouTube, videos, things like that. So seeing what you see now and knowing what I know about later, I am making a shift. I can't afford to buy the cameras that I need right now, but I'm going to buy new cameras. I'm going to have a soundproof studio that doesn't have temporary shades hanging up in the back window, so the lighting is a little bit better, but not quite as good as what it should be. As Jay would say, shit. But that is okay. And I'm sorry, Jay, I'm not trying to bag on you because you're correct. But I'm willing to accept that, and I'm trying to figure out how to fix that. And that's what I'm telling you people. You need to figure that out, you people. Sorry. You people. That's what I'm telling you guys, though. You have to be willing to accept change and be able to work and move towards that. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. But there is not always a straight cookie cutter answer to the whole situation. So you have to be willing to try multiple avenues and figure out what works best for you. So that's a big thing. I think that my friend Wolf, you know, here's the thing, like this connection thing that I have with all these people that I that I work with on a daily basis. I want you to think about the 5 people that you spend your most time with. I can think of them right now. I know exactly who they are, and Wolf is one of them. Jay is one of them. I got a couple other ones. The thing is that they say things and they make you think, and they challenge you to be better, and they challenge you to think, and those are the type of people that I want to be around. And he said, dude, you're a lineman. Those of you who know me know he's right. I'm a lineman. I'm going to take that one step further, though. I'm an offensive lineman. There is a difference between an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman, right? The offensive lineman knows where to go. The wide receiver knows where to go. The running back knows where to go. They know what the path is. Behind the line, when the ball is snapped, they know where they're going. Now, they have to deviate sometimes, right? They don't know what's going to be in front of them. They do all the studying that they can, whatever, blah, 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 blah. They've done the homework. They've watched the film. They know the tendencies. They know what this person's going to do, hopefully, but you never know what could happen. You don't know if the linebacker is going to trip in the hole that has just been made by your offensive lineman, and you're going to trip over him, or you're going to have to jump over him or whatever. But you have to be able to, this is part of like moving forward. You have to be willing to deviate a little bit, right? One of my favorite authors, or my favorite books to read, is The Score Takes Care of Itself by Bill Walsh. Bill Walsh talks about the 49ers in the 80s and how they became super successful in what they did. He was processed. I would say that Bill Walsh was offensive-minded, but he could have been an offensive lineman. As an offensive lineman, you put your hand in the ground, or some people stand up now. They hike the ball. You see where you're going before the play starts. You push someone out of the way so that someone can get where they need to go. Or you hold someone where they're at so that they can pass the ball. It's a process. I'm very process-oriented. In my day job, I sell window coverings, and I listen to people say that it's a lot of work. It's hard. It's time-consuming. It is what it is. I've developed a process, just like a blocking pattern, just like a running route, to make my life easier. People are spending time in their homes, putting in orders, creating this, doing that, blah, 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 blah. I spend very little time at home doing my job, because I do the majority of my job in my truck in between appointments. That's how I get it done, but I've developed a process. And so that's the offensive mind, right? On the other side of that, you have defense, right? They have studied all the different plays and things like that you can do, but they have to react, right? They're reactive. They're trying to decide, what do I need to do in order to make this work? If the offensive lineman is pushing the pressure, this is a great lesson right here that I learned that I didn't know until later on in life, when I coached football. But the pressure is coming one way. So they have to understand that if there is pressure coming, so say the offensive tackle is pushing the defensive end to the left, the play is going to the right. And then they have to work against the pressure to get to the ball, to stop the play, right? But they're reacting because they don't know what's coming. They're not sure. They can look and see a formation, but the play could go 1,000 different ways. So defensive people are reactive, or offensive people don't have to be. They can be processed, and they can do those things. And that's what I like about it, is like I have this process that I try not to deviate from, but if I have to deviate from it, then I have to learn and I have to go a different direction, right? You get off the line and you hit the guy in front of you and he falls straight down right in the middle of the hole. The running back can't get through that hole. So that's why my life is the way it is. The processes that I do and the things that I do are there to help me. So I love that analogy. I think that you have to decide which way you're going to be, if you're going to be offensive minded or defensive minded. These are the things that I think through every single day. These are the things that I'm putting down on video. I'm putting down now on paper. I'm putting down right here in a conversation with you. These are all things that I value. They're all things that I think people need to know. I feel like in everything that you do, there is a lesson to be learned. You are getting feedback on the things that you do. So with your offensive mind, you are moving forward. Something that I value very much is moving forward. And that's, yesterday there was a point where I was questioning whether I should move forward. And that happens. It's okay to question it. What you do after that is the answer to the question, right? And I challenge you to always be moving forward, because that's what you need to do. You need to be moving forward. That path may deviate. It may be a squiggly line, but it's always going forward. And so that was my thought process yesterday. What am I going to do? Am I going to stop? I'm not going to take a step back. I'm going to take a lateral step and then continue to move forward and be on the offensive instead of the defensive. And it's a combination. But what is the lesson in everything that you have learned? I'm sitting here looking at these numbers and thinking, what can I do to make this better? What is the lesson I've learned here? What is working? What is not? And I think that you have to dissect that. You have to feel through that. You have to build off of that. And you have to keep on moving forward. What has this podcast given me? Was a question I got asked yesterday. What has it given me? It has given me the ability to reflect on everything. It has given me connection to people that I would have never met before. It has given me friendships. It has given me people in my corner. It has made me a better speaker. It has made me a more intelligent person. It has challenged me to think outside the box, to deviate from the plan when needed. And I can't give that up. I cannot say, hey, look, this isn't going to work. There are a lot of people that rely on me, and there are many more that if they heard my voice would be helped. So I'm going to continue to move forward, and I'm going to continue to try and find what it is, what I need to do to build on that and help other people. So I need your help. That's part of it. Sharing this post, following me on social media, sharing the story. If there's a value that you have gotten out of it, if you're into media, clip it and post it. I'm going to clip it and post it because that's what I need to do. I need to get it out there so that if someone can just find the one little snippet, the one little nugget, the one little thing that helped them, then it'll help other people. My name is Wes Tankersley, and if you are hearing this, you are a success warrior. Until next time, I challenge you to search for the shape of your success.